the last time they played it, and I believe that Cream even went something like 10-3-5 on it. Nautilus pissed the last in, so it's not the Rel. The Rel can be countered a little bit in lane by Alistair nowadays, pulled out of Crashdown. Isn't Braum free here? If you lock in Braum, you lack a little bit of engage. You do lack a little bit of engage. Whereas I think this comp from FPX, it really does want to be snap engaging as soon as it can. Trying to get Care into good spots. I think if Care has a good game, then obviously top esports feel a little bit less good about this. I don't rate Yone at the moment, though. I mean, yes, On to the riff for our first game of the day. BLG, not BLG, the other one. FPX, top esports. Good cheers out from the FPX crowd over in Shanghai today. What the heck is that? Is that Nautilus? That is a bassy voice there, friend. Kind of expect that from Nautilus. Wards traded. Both Raptor camps are well warded out. Means that junglers will be vaguely spotted on their first camps. As in, like, you know they're on Raptors or you know they're not. There's only two places they can be, you know? On Raptors or they're not. It's either, there's a 50% chance of a win. Either you win or you lose. Cream actually aggroed the Raptors there just to make sure that they weren't starting in the brush. Interesting stuff from Cream, though. Cream starting the Q level 1. You sometimes do that on the Tristana just to get the better trade without pushing the wave. So he hits the Q, gets a lot of value with it. Of course, helps him with stack up lethal tempo too. That's the Aftershock for Aftershock, using the shield at level 1. Good double tap there from Assume with the auto into the double up. Jekyll has that fourth shot. Uses it on a minion because he wants to push it for level 2. But you can see that Assume and Jway doing quite well at trading back onto them. They still have the wave control too. So Jway and Assume win that level 2 push of war. Tug of war. Is there a push of war? Probably not. Or maybe there is. In fact, no, there definitely is. This is not very famous. Tug of war is better. Huh. Who'd like doing a push of war? Howdy over in the Onivia chat as well. Kanavi clearing bots top. Shadow doing the same. Shadow doing a great job of kind of becoming a leader for the FPX team. I feel like FPX before Shadow joined, we're in a really bad spot. Hook lands onto the Alistair, body blocked out for him. Uses the W to tank up that W coming through from Jackal. He uses the barrier. Interestingly, low cooldown stamina, but still important one to use. Wave push still from FPX. Jump forwards, gets the extra damage from the bomb on top of his head. That's a lot of good damage. Cream trading well in the early game. Doesn't forget to stay around for the cannon minion either. Good double up onto Jackal. Either jungler doing anything around bot side? No, this is a pure 2v2. Aftershock landed again. Ignite coming through. Jesus, man. Great trade coming from the FPX duo lane. And Jway, you know, one of our newer supports in the league over the last couple of years. Really starting to strut stuff. Kanavi could potentially pick up another Q. Chooses not to. And maybe he thinks again. Oh, there's an E from Cat. Uses the flash instead. That's a summoner for free. Kanavi doesn't even take out tower aggro. And while that's happening, though, Shadow goes bot lane because Kanavi shows in mid. Jaculov goes down, and the hard work of Jway and Assume works out. Chris, he'd recalled. They'd spotted that reset coming through. Shadow immediately bombs it down there. Gets good first blood there for FPX. You know there were giant red pandas? That's a fun fact of the day for you, because people in chat talking about red pandas over on Twitch. There was giant red pandas. Sadly, they're extinct, but there were giant red pandas. Assume resets, goes up towards the top side. Has that first blood, gets the Vam Scepter in. Which of course is very nice for the laning. It means you can take those hard trades and regen up after. FPX good again? FPX are decent. They're decent. You know, they beat JDG, they beat BLG. They've taken some top-notch names. They've taken an NIP as well. Did lose to WE, though. Of course, they're looking better, so it's not the... quite the negative it was before. Cream misses a cannon there because Care jumps forward. Chris, Hex flashing in, gets a good combo onto Cat. Doesn't have the flash now. And Cream has the lethal tempo stacking. Dead Yone. Tristana gets a kill. Good roam from Chris. Got the fun fact for free. I'm stocking up on my fun facts. People liked them when I said them on the LEC the other day, so you know, getting hashtag value out of them. How do we feel about BLG Beichuan, by the way? Look, I think he's been on good form. However, he's never been on a top team before. Funnily enough, he used to play for FPX for most of his career. The team's on your screen right now. Would like Milky that? No, I'm sorry. Like, there are a lot of people who enjoy it. Hang on a second, we might get a fight here. We can talk about Milky Way after this one. Jue is comboed on Su. Equalizer comes through early on. Flash from Jue, though, means that he's okay. That's an equalizer used. Grubs have spawn. That's why I believe that fight happens the way it does. Grubs spawn, you want to make sure that the enemy team has as little HP and resources to play around them as possible. But yeah, to me, Beichuan is a solid player, but he's never been on a top team before. Milky Way, he had a great debut, but if you have to watch his gameplay nowadays. Milky Way has been off form. I don't think he would be a better player than Beichuan on that team. I think that Milky Way is one of our worst junglers in the league currently. Grub's being started. Shadow around the side. Doesn't have that level 6 yet. Could get it with one... If you get to Grub, he does actually get 6 maybe. Remember, it's the double XP from that first one you get. How much is it going to be? Yeah, let's get level 6 off of that. Now we can maybe look for something funky on topside. Ah, what does Shadow feel like doing here? Has the level advantage. Kanavi doesn't have that ultimate just yet. Passive onto him. Good damage coming through. Cream on the other side. Is Yone coming over? Yes. Hook lands onto him, as does the Sejuani ult. It's a great impale, though, to buy time. Where is Assume? He's turned up too late, and he walks into melee range. Assume walks into melee range of a Skarner and a Rumble. A Misfortune. Yeah, the name never felt so apt. It's going to be a kill back as Crisp is diced up by Kaz Butcher's knives. What the hell happened there with Assume? Yep, BLG Beichuan has been confirmed as announced by the organization earlier today. Okay, so early level 6 from the Sejuani. That looks good. But the Gromp gives level 6 over to Kanavi. We got it from that. One of the reasons they were fighting on it. 369 comes down first. Yone ult goes completely skew if Cream flashes out of it. I mean, yeah, you do have to hit that Tristana. Full lethal tempo stacking. Nasty ult damage. Team uses the barrier. Can't even live with that either. And he goes down. Sad things. Sheer, of course, didn't even contribute to the play. It's the first time we've seen the Gwen on the screen. So, FPX down a Grub, down a kill. First feat to strength. Objective claimed by top pieces. Not objective. You know, whatever it is. The milestone for the kills has been claimed. Must feel awful to get replaced mid-split? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, but Wei hasn't been playing very well. Can't argue with that. Won't make Knight any better on Azir, sadly. Knight's fine on Azir. And that's not the problem with the team. Like, it's definitely not a picky solo carries with, but I think a lot of people overlook. I think they overstate how bad he is in the champion. Dragon unit started up by FPX. And they'll get taken easily, so they'll take that. 1,000 gold lead for Cream. 3-0 on the Tristana. Cole stacking away. Yuntal first Titan built up already. Oh, Cream's Tristana. We've missed it. Played it last time versus FPX. Went 10-3-5. Off to 3-0 start. He's looking pretty good right now. Pretty damn good. Yeah, Knight is serviceable on his ear, which is a notable drop compared to his usual stuff of other things. Yeah, for sure. That's the way I viewed it. It's like, I pretty much never want to see Knight on his ear because I feel like he should be doing something which takes control of the game more. For him. Because that's what his team needs. Because let's be honest, of the people on his roster, Knight is the one that is world class. Like world's winning class, right? See him? Oh, hang on. Spotted out by Chris. Here comes Kanavi over the wall. He has an impale. Oh, and he pulls back the Nautilus. That hook is not getting you back home. However, Sejuani fires back. Bullet time's pretty good too. Reset coming through. Cad doesn't get the ultimate again. Cream will still get chased down. Cat will contribute to that as it's Shadow that takes the kill. Bin should be. Currently isn't. Yeah, for sure. Knight and Bin are the special ones on that roster. Kanavi, another great impale. Having a very good game right now. Root lands. Don't really think they're looking for a fight here. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong. Chris goes in and goes down. Put onto the supermarket shelf. Assume. Has no flash. Kanavi, I think, spots Dre coming over the wall though with the flash and chooses discretion is a better part of Valor. Grub started on the top side to that second spawn. Karen Shadow using that double melee synergy to absolutely shred through these. Yone Sejuani clearing through them very quickly. Seems like they're up towards that 3 mark already. Green could go over the wall. Does Kanavi come in for a smite? Oh, steals it with a Q instead. Doesn't even need the smite. Hit you a jungler which can do all of the above. Shadow, good amount of gold for him now, by the way. He got a huge shutdown onto Cream. Cream 4-1. That one death did go up to Shadow as that shutdown. Level up on Cat. 1,000 gold still. Great damage from him. Kanavi choosing not to go again for the gank. Just drive by under that turret. It's okay, better than Hung. Hung has been, I don't know whether he will come back to the LPL at this point. He had a very bad exit. I love the caster with his special pronunciation of Kanavi. Which one? Kanavi? Kanavi? Who has a special pronunciation of it? The thing is, like, so, for instance, like, Joe, Munchables, like, he'd try and, like, be a real stickler for, and it was in a good way, for, like, a pronunciation of some of them. So, like, Yagao instead of Yagao. Oh, Kurtnavi. Kanawi! What else is there? Obviously, we've had some talks about, you know, is it Ishin or 1xN? Or, Yijian or 1Jiang? It's definitely not 1Jiang. Of all the things you can call it, it's not 1Jiang. I know there are casters on other streams which call it 1Jiang, and, y'all better stop. The letter V doesn't exist in Chinese? Ah, yeah. Chris, our Roman again. 369. Making like Nero. No, he's not Roman. Kanavi's making like Nero, because he's the one that's Roman. Isn't that great? Plate's taken on top side. Cream given so much gold. This is very summer of last year style, where you get a Fed Tristana early, send them with the grubs into a side lane, and get a load of damage out of towers, gold out of towers. Cap taking some plates on the bot side though. He does need to get some gold back. We did say, hey, look, Kazione, it's been very good. There's a burden of responsibility onto him. Well, Cream's going to take the first turret on top side, get gold from that, and of course get the feats of strength from that team. Care on the other side is very far behind Chris. Failing the minion taxi. Very close though, very close. You see the idea. Nothing lost for the play. It's not like there was a big summoner used. Wait, Chinese casters called 369 San Liujo, or just Liujo 69. That's cool. Oh wait, yeah, you probably, yeah, you see, it's a little bit of a different consonant. It's a little different if you have an English caster saying that 369 is, you know, 69. That's just nice. Dragon started up by FPX again, using the melee synergy of the Sejuani Yone to take down objectives very quickly in the early game. Allows you to rattle through that permafrost passive. Hey, I'm a good team. Hope you're doing well. Congrats on the exam the other day, by the way. I did see that. I didn't reply to it in chat. I don't know why I didn't. Sometimes typing is hard. But yeah, congrats on that. Cream. 3,000 gold lead at Infinity Edge at 14 minutes. What? What do you mean he's 2 items at 14 minutes? What? Cole cashed in. Plates on a side lane. What do you mean there's a 2-item Tristana at 14 minutes? What's so funny about 69? I play League of Legends. No boots? Yeah, I know he doesn't have boots, but still, it's a 2-item Tristana. These are expensive items. These are really expensive items. Comparative to most. Chris gonna have it away. Ah, now that's a problem. He does have that ultimate. Pops it early. Good to do that while you're on higher HP. Kanavi puts that ultimate through. Does he use the Impale? No. Hook misses as well. The Impale comes through now, and now Cream's stuck into the bullet time. And the 2 items mean jack all if you're dead. Cream probably should have done that thing reflashed instead. Doesn't buffer out well. Dre, what did he end up doing there with his ultimate? Because it looked like he ended up winning the mind game against Cream with the ultimate compared to the jump. You can buffer out of an Nautilus ult if you time it right, of course, where you get hit with the knock-up and then you jump. Okay. Good damage into that bot side. Kanavi coming down. Crispers as well. Ah, Kez overstayed. That's a shame, isn't it? Because there was good damage and good gold coming over from Cream. That huge gold lead. And instead, we'll be donating over to Jaculov. He'll pick up a bit of gold for himself. I want to see a slow-mo of what happened in that fight. Herald now available. Hair not here. So, FPX, rallying quite well. You know, they haven't made this game... I mean, there was a point there where I thought that Cream would just take over the game. Probably still shall do. But they're rallying well right now. Getting good runs across the map. We see the hook missing now from Dway. Very, very close. Then what happens here? He has flash. Just goes for the flash ult. And Cream fails his buffer. Uses the buster shot. W's too early. So he jumps and then gets knocked up. So the last displacement takes precedent. That's the way it's always worked. The only thing that's weird about it, had 7,000 total assists in the LPL. Congratulations, Crisp. LPL champion, world champion. All-round cool dude. Gonna die here, though. Has no flash, has no ultimate. Oh, no, he does have ultimate. Okay, so he's not gonna die. Hey, that's a treat. For your 7,000th assist, we have delayed your treat until 8,000 assists as he dies here. Cream. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Cream, 2 items, as we said. That's not a fair amount of damage. Shreds through them. 5 and 2, 3,000 gold up. Wild how many assists both mid laners have? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, hang on. Oh, no, we don't quite have it because Jekyll... Hang on a second. That's going to be a lot of damage, by the way. Oh, ult comes through. Flash away from Cream. Really trying to stop Cream having these free runs at plays. Look how quickly he takes down that HP on Cat. Huge amount of AD with these 2 items. You get the... when you've stacked up on your Yuntal, you do get the 25%. Don't really know why they added the stacking mechanic there. It doesn't feel like it adds that much to the gameplay. It means that you don't get the value just after you buy it. Still don't think it's that crazy, though. Cream gonna get another tower's worth of gold. Tries to wait until the cannon dies. Won't be able to do so. 1 tower shot too few. Tower on the other side, taken by Sheer. Again, we haven't seen Sheer impact the game just yet. There is a chance that FPX can wait until 2 items for the Gwen. See what they can do. Of course, no exhaust on the side of top esports. Tristana, notably not the best answer into Gwen. Because you often can't bust a shot in the way that you'd like to against that champion. What's more scary, Tristana with gold or Gwen with gold? It entirely depends on composition. You know, if you're against a lot of ranged characters, then the Gwen can struggle to close the distance. Sometimes you can have some good moments though with them. Dragon spawning now. On the other side, you know, against if Tristana has the ability to jump around, not that much turnaround CC, she can have some pretty huge moments too. W misses, Cat goes over. Potentially could have been a 4-stack for the ultimate there. Herald now used in mid lane. Ah, but then that's a little too far, isn't it? Could potentially still turn around for something. Have to leave the driver's seats. Top esports don't fall down to anything from that Herald. FPX forced out of River. Don't get to use anything from that Herald. Not great from them. Of course, there's no charge available. Hook goes into the bush, and Chris pulls his ultimate early. Kanavi gets an Impale. Here comes the Equalizer as well. Jin opening up. That's a lot of HP, but the bullet time returns some back. Shadow tanks it up, and no one dies. Dragon's still available. Chaos stacking Q off the blue buff. Inroad in towards that mid lane turret. Hook barely missing that. Jway really angling for these. That's an ultimate coming through. Kreen jumping forwards. If ever he gets to auto attack, that's a problem. Good damage onto Crisp as he fails his own combo. Sheer comes back in. 369 isolated out in the front line with a poor teleport coming through. Oh no, the teleport wasn't actually part of that. My mistake. But FPX get themselves 2 kills out of the mid lane, and they're starting to really rally. Tower down, kills down. Don't lose anyone themselves there either. They'll get some recalls, come back out onto the map, and FPX can go towards the dragon. Where's Shadow? Not here just yet. Scuttlecrab vision dies. Some healing up again. Cream is very strong here. Cream could end all of this pretty easily. Sejuani coming down. Kanavi could go for a smart steal, I guess. Might die though for it. Make a Ranger's use to check out some vision. Dragon secured. Soul point this early for FPX? Say it ain't so. Is this game still winnable for FPX? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. It's Ocean though. I mean, I think Ocean Soul is very good for Sheer and Shadow in particular. Also, Misfortune can get that active pretty much any time she wants by pressing E. Very long range, always going to get some damage down. What happens here? Oh, you don't gotta do him like that! You don't gotta do him like that! Why would you highlight that? Oh, Crisp! What has he done? Now, Atakan started up. Equalizer coming through. Bullet time's not bad either. 369 has to flash out of the play. Atakan has been taken. The flowers, part of the big objective now. Kanavi pulling the Gwen back, but that's not really helping that much, is it? They don't get all of their flowers, and they lose a lot of kills on top of it. How many dead so far? That's 3. Cream going down. The Fetra starter not able to do that much. Jacula is going to be left under turret. This is going to be a clean ace. All things said and done, it's going to be a clean ace for FPX. Make that 1 on the return for it to leave something for top esports. Tower goes down. What have top esports done? FPX lose the Atakan, but very happily cleaning up the kills. So, this is what we came out of the replay from. But failed smite steal. Bullet time's been good. Assumes Misfortune is good. You know, I don't love him on every AD carry. I think it's Kaiser and his MF though are by far his 2 best champions. Maybe Varus in there too, but everyone's good on that, so does that really count? You see that? You know, Tristana just can't get value out. By the end of this, it just feels like you have excess cooldowns left from FPX. Playing insanely well around Jway, Shadow, and Assume. This kind of CC engage bullet time core. Tristana is still 4,000 gold ahead. Has a Lord Dominance regards. That might be a break point here, folks. We'll see. If Cream can just gun down Shadow, maybe that changes things. But, you know, 369, very weak. Jacula, very weak. Crisp, playing not fantastically either at 0 and 5. Really is on Kanavi and Cream to me to do something special. Kanavi's had a good game. This has not really been enough in the team fights. Ship jumped on by Cream from the looks of it. Needlework was used by Ship. And that's Shadow Court. Shadow Court. Bullet time used to defend. And that is a very big amount of HP onto Kanavi. Here comes K. He can cancel out the Jin. And indeed, he does. Pops back immediately. Won't be able to save Jway. The top esports showing that the Tristana still can throw a wrench into the plans. Very large gold lead. Basically soloed out Ship. Turns around. Invites FPX to try and pick him off. Takes a kill on the turnaround afterwards. Yeah, this is what we saw here. Exhaust was pulled out from Sheer, still lost the 1v1. Kind of terrifying when your Tristana is able to bully out everyone on the map like that. 2.5 items hit from Sheer. Wonder if he's going to go next. He's going to go for the Shadow Flame or the Zhonya's? Probably Zhonya's. The Shadow Flame on Gwen, very, very, very fun item. Unsuccessful Tristana hate watch. Tristana will keep killing you until morale improves. Dragon in a minute. So that'll be Soul for FPX. Some crit built up from Cap. Infinity Edge for Assume. Yeah, that'll do you nicely. And I think there's been a huge support gap, I think, in this series, in this game so far. I think that Crisp has struggled on the Alistar. Dre largely been very, very impactful on his Nautilus. Pushing out side lanes in preparation for the dragon. Shit, 2,000 gold up, by the way. Okay, hopping over the wall and help clear that ward. Gets that shield from the W. Navi not able to do more than that. Just a bit of a slap around. Fight for mid lane push now. Dragon spawning. Both teams wanting to push up mid lane. Get W onto the J. Oh, the ult misses from Shadow. Cat can jump forwards. Passive coming through. Oh, Dre's gone too far, but he does get an ultimate, which allows a little bit of damage. The equalizer onto the backline, and the assumed misfortune goes down. Oh, it's a wonderful equalizer, and FPX screw their engage. That could turn the game. That very much could do. Top Esports fly into the lead now. Get themselves the dragon, deny the Ocean Soul, and FPX, they screw the team fight, which could have won them the game. Dre very nearly getting a crucial combo into the backline. Assume, though, sadly for him, was sat using the bullet time on top of an equalizer. Always is your problem with misfortune. Go back into a replay of it. Ult misses onto Jackalove as he gets his crit movement speed away. Dre misses the hook, and then yes, he gets an ult over the wall, but it's look how much damage comes through. Cream absolutely shreds him. You are not tanky at this point. Assume gets dragged back through everything with the impale. And Top Esports will breathe a sigh of relief there. They'll get Dragon, they'll get Baron. Get significantly far ahead. Further ahead, I suppose. Cream is finally potentially going to complete some boots at some point in this game. He's so goddamn fed, man. 2 levels up on Kaz Yone. He's not really managed to have that much impact. Cream showing real mastery over this. God damn, Cat. Uses a third of his HP from what feels like one auto attack. Anything else to highlight? 3 items from Jackalove. 3 from Assume. Equalizer's doing a lot, and suddenly what was a 2,000 gold lead for Sheer brought to below 1,000. Almost at the Zhonya's. He couldn't really impact that fight in the way that he wanted to. FPX need to find a way to unseat these double AD carries in the backline. Stop them from just sitting behind their tanks and doing damage. Red buff being stolen away now by Top Esports. They'll leave for the whole team. And Cream, the pushing menace now, has a Baron buff to work with. Tower taken by Jhin in the mid lane. They'll take potentially another one too. No, seems over here. That's fine. I don't know why I thought they'd say, oh, they could definitely take another tower here. Of course they can. Of course they can. It's only not one way. It'll be a push and pull. It'll go down eventually. Bomb is going to do a lot. Sejuani ultimate. W out of. And that's a big impale on the other side. Is it going to be enough, though? I mean, you are still in front of a Gwen at this point. Crisp, another not great combo there. Kanavi goes down for free. Dre, that's the bullet time. Big damage through. Jackalove goes down. Cream trading off with Sheer. The exhaust comes through. Cream has to jump back, and suddenly FPX find their way onto the carries. Jackalove goes down. Cream brought low. Sheer doing his job to make sure that Tristana can't take over the fight. FPX survived the Baron push. 2,000 gold up from the Baron push. It's not the end of the world. So it's a good jump out from this to draw on the ultimate. Tanks it, of course, but then repositions himself anyway. The Impale, I mean, he does that to save his teammate. Kanavi goes down. Chris does stop the bullet time coming through cleanly. There's still enough damage is done at this point. It's a 3-item misfortune. Even just like a second of the ultimate does ungodly amounts of work. Got a Dirt coming up next. What's his last item going to be? Edge of Night? Collector? For the full 100% crit? Options for a team. Didn't expect him to go towards a Dirk item. Thought maybe you go towards something like a QSS instead. Could have gone shield by 2, I suppose. Minute until Dragon. FPX another shot at Salt. Oh, that's a problem. Yep. Sheer does not want anything to do with that Tristana. Uses the W to shield out on the bomb. Yeah, and his individual leader started to collapse, really. Jackal will take that turret, which he pushed in earlier. Oh, look how quickly this guy destroys turrets. Can they reset before the dragon? We shall see. Okay, trading for an inner turret. Can he get Infinity Edge? If he gets Infinity Edge before the next fight, I think you take that trade as FPX, actually. So let's be honest, Tristana's already ungodly powerful. It's not going to change that much. Has steel caps now, by the way. That's what his boots options were. Shui. Ah, now that's a problem. Impale comes through. And Shui does get his ultimate, but his teammates are not there to follow up. Great pick off by Kanavi and crew. Shui goes down very easily, 10 seconds before the dragon, and I think what could have been a contest is now left as a, I don't know, scratching of heads from FPX instead. It's not been not been the cleanest game from Top Esports. Had a couple of team fights which could really have gone against them. Every single AD carry has their Infinity Edge, by the way, and yes, I do count Yone in that for the purpose of this. Next fight, if any of those carries gets to go untouched, it's pretty bad for the opposite side. Kind of hard to track team fights like this. I found this while I've been casting recently, especially as a color caster. I'm switching over towards play-by-play for the solo casting. When I look at a team fight, you know, how do I see these team fights going through? Well, okay, I'm looking for Nautilus Sejuani bullet time as well. That's one big combo. I'm looking for the Impale on the other side. But realistically, what happens is the fights are so scrappy and you have quite a lot of mobility between the Yone and the Tristana, and then of course the Gwen as well. There are 6 people on the Rift where if they get towards the end of a team fight, they can clean it up. Gwen, Yone, MF, they can all do that. Then you have Rumble, Tristana, and Jackalo's Jhin as well. If any one of those 3 gets good positioning towards the end of the fight, they can carry it. It's very hard to predict at that point. So when I'm, you know, starting to shout and get hyped. Ich habe gehyped. Ich habe League of Legends gehyped. Trying to adjust on the fly as to who's actually going to carry the back end of a team fight. Quite difficult, actually. Quite difficult. Sejuani's 2 on 10 still feels no impact. At this point it does, because you get shredded by the AD carries. Earlier on, though, those ultimates were clutch. Very good at catching out Crisp. Put out the carries at some points. That late game music on some of this Rift is kind of spooky. Kind of cool. Team Red Buff picked up FPX. Let's go Red Buff. That's what I think when I think of Team Red Buff. Baron available. Dragon up in 3 minutes, so a long time now. So, Top Esports better positioning across Baron. They're in the river first. They pushed in waves a little better. Kanavi on the flank. Random Jhin W could start things off. Joy needs to be very careful. We've seen him get pounced on before. Shit. What position is he in? Shadow tries to cancel out that Ixtal's impact. Where's the Impale? There it is. The bullet time's not bad. And that's not a bad ultimate either from Care. Jhin goes down to the needlework and the back end of the E. FPX do get themselves some damage, and there's Sejuani on lens! There's a GA on the Tristana though, and that might be enough to turn things around as Shoot flashes forward, but they can't finish the kill! And Cream, still living, still firing. Sheer has a Q, but it's not enough! The Guardian Angel is exactly that for Top Esports, and they'll walk away from the fight 4 for 2 after FPX could have sworn they'd won that team fight. What a clutch Guardian Angel. Baron started up. Cream 10-3-6, besting his record from the last time they played FPX at 10-3-5 on Tristana. Sheer has teleport. Can't do anything about this one, though. Oh, so sad for Sheer. You know, Shadow goes in to stop the Skirna getting an easy pick. It's not a bad Naught Assault, but Jacula mispositions poorly, gets hit by the Naught Assault as Cream jumps away, so he goes down for free. One of the carries is down. Equalizes down. It's a good ultimate from Sejuani, but 369 gets, you know, a 3-man Flame Spitter across. Sheer backs out and tries to... Oh, seems so close here. Gets Buster Shot away. Maybe didn't realize that was through at that point. It's hard to impact games as, you know, hang on, the headbutt comes away, so Sheer actually ended up living there, of course. But, oh, man. It's hard to impact fights late game as Misfortune. When your bullet time's down, your flash forwards is one of the biggest things you can do with it. No, I don't think Cream trolls Jacula. Cream has to jump out that way. He jumps over the wall. That's the angle he has to. Jacula walks into the flight path there. That is the best place for Cream to jump. I think Jacula mispositions there. It's a miscommunication, I think, if you're being diplomatic about it. But realistically, that is the place where Cream is going to jump to. Oh, jumping forwards. Kanavi. Ah, wow, really getting the ult onto him too. Has no flash. Care needs to be a little careful here, though. But we'll get out alive. Chris, he hasn't got flash now. That's a problem. Where's the needlework? Do you throw that through? Yes, you do. That's a slow. Jet the ultimate and the equalizer. On to 4. Bullet time will get back Cream, though. Misfortune goes down. Yes, the Tristan is gone. But you have to feel like Top Esports win that turnaround. Triple kill to Jacula. Misposition in the last fight, not present in this one. Gets a huge amount of damage. Now it's just Care alive to try and save the base. Shadow can help too, of course, but he's not exactly going to be here for wave clear purposes, is he? FPX. They've given as good as they've got for large amounts of this game. We are going towards the later parts now. We are really getting into late game. But FPX, once again, foiled of an opportunity to get towards Ocean Soul. I suppose Shadow is technically alive and the smite's on the Rift. He's on Vision right now. Chooses to clear out that ward. Dragon will get taken down very, very quickly. Top Esports get themselves 2 soul point themselves. We are going late game, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else. Okay. We'll queue out in the spot side. Be fine. He's forwards now, actually. Ooh. If you call Jacula for that. You have to wonder. You have to wonder. Okay, looks like he's going towards Death's Dance going his 4th item, actually, potentially. Yeah, I did see that, Munite. I did see that Baitron has been picked up from BLG. There were some rumors about it before. I think Baitron's a good player. I think that way he's struggling, but it's not. It's far from the far from the quick fix. Chris gets caught up by the blade work, not blade work, the other one. Ah, oh, needlework. Great equalizer, man. 369's equalizer has been insane. The last shot that came through from Jacula to finish that kill. Baron not getting the most for Top Esports, but it still keeps them ahead on the map. Haven't been able to close the game, though. Ah, Dre caught out again. Happened a couple of times. That's not bad. Through the bullet time, doesn't reach Jacula, and he equalizes into a choke point again. Great damage. Jacula starting to fire through the shots. Where's the 4th shot going? Not onto Cap, but still taking a high chunk out of Bristle. Shadow survives. So, 1 dead. Their combo falling apart. They don't have that bullet time now. Cream, still so goddamn strong. Full build, of course. Full build for the Jhin suit. That Tristana, main character of this game by quite a long shot, really. FPX, they have lasted until 39 minutes, but what do you do now? Sheer has exhaust. Has needlework up and available. No Sejuani ult. See him taking a lot of damage. Towers are going down. That's the explosion from the Tristana bomb. 2 needlework comes through. Assume we'll get to the fountain, but I don't think he's going to be around to help that much more. Cab bounced around like it's his birthday in a trampoline park. Towers are still going to fall. Top Esports, they clear through the final fight. Takes him a long time to close, but creams Tristana back with a vengeance. 12, 4, and 9. Jackie 10, 4, and 10 on the Jhin as well. Top Esports take the first Nexus. Back! Ah, the cat returns, and it's not a Ghibli movie. Zeri, Yuumi, Cog Lulu. We are hyper carrying, folks. Well, I have to say, I prefer the Cog Lulu side of this coin, by the way. Top Esports do not have that good engage. The only way they win this game from my eyes is a very, very good Renekton flank. And I don't even see how that works. How do you do that when you've got the global of the Talia cutting off a lane? You have Pantheon and Ambessa locking up a target. Top Esports need to early game snowball through topside. If the Renekton... Damn, very different dress than the first one. If FPX make it through the early game, I really favor their comp. So Top Esports, let's see what they can do in the first, 10, 15 minutes of the game. Now, 369's Renekton, very good in lane. Does well as a matchup into the Ambessa as well. That's that Q-tap. Doesn't get that hop over the wall. We wouldn't normally do that. 369 gets another Q that. That's a problem. Shear's not going to be able to recall in time. I actually wonder whether he should have backed off and looked to recall and get back into lane. We're now ward deep into the jungle. Shear's going to be starting lane at 2/3 HP. This is not what you want versus the Renekton. It's not what you want at all. Walking up, getting a little bit of rage. This matchup on top side, it does very much go the side of Renekton normally. But, normally it's like survivable, you know? W star from the Cogwheel. As you tend to. Zeri Lulu. I haven't seen that one for a while. Jackie Love, of course, one of our better Zeri players in the height of Zeri's power. So I'd say he won a title with it in 2022. That's not true. He lost on that that meta to Hope over on JDG a lot. It was the Zeri Sivir meta back then. Level 2 hit early. Assume and Jway getting out of the early game in their own, out of the few levels. They've managed to win this early lane. Cull start from Assume, by the way. Cull start on the Cogmore. Kanavi. Going from bot side to top side. Right, what's the plan for Kanavi? What's the plan for him? 3 camp bot side. Not going towards his top side camps, though, interestingly. Wrapping around the back of mid lane. Ooh, Kanavi going for an early gank onto Care. Is this going to be an early charm forwards? Jump there. And the charm hits as well. Oh, wonderfully played. Kanavi takes a dip out of his early clear. Goes into mid lane. Gets an easy kill onto Cap. That is very important. Topside needs to snowball from Top Esports. That's part of the puzzle. Piecing itself together for Top Esports. Because the later this game goes, and the more gold that this Cogmore gets, and the more peel you get from players like Pantheon and Talia and Ambessa on the top side, the better it gets for FPX. Oh yeah, they're not wearing the matching skins. Yeah, Cogmore and Lulu, they both have like the monster trainer skins. They have the Pokemon skins. Sheer, getting that grass proc on top side. Not trading awfully here, actually, with 369. Oof. Good trade back. Remember, this is a cull for Assume. Oof. Heal blown. Quite crisp. Trading well. Very, very well. One of the reasons we don't really see the Yuumi that much anymore is that you do just get brutalized in lane to a pretty heavy level. Push out that lane. Assume will be able to go back. Shadow top side. Heavy trading between top laners, can obviously see it. Didn't have to use that flash in mid lane because of a good charm. Doubly missing onto Sheer. If that had hit, then Kanavi would fly through the fight and get on towards that Ambessa. Recall stopped. Jack Love, does it feel like he could do something special here? Shield now down. There's a bit of a problem, actually. There's a heal from Dre. Shadow, walking across mid lane, spotted. Both teams knowing that jungle is the top lane. This is one of the negatives. Joy needs to be careful. Exhaust coming through. Remember, there's the passive as well. Kill on the top side. Will always happen. Jackalope flashes forwards, and they get the double kill. Jackalope Zeri off to the races. Assume, hand on his head that, knows that they messed up. 3 summoners used from by Assume and Dwayne. They lose. As top easels, they were down a heal, and they still win the play. So what happened topside? Because we saw that sheer... What happened up here first? What happened up here first? Flash in. W hits. Dead Ambassador. Really nice combo. Renekton, forever the king of gank setup and topside. But then what the hell happened here? Fighting into a wave, tanking a couple of minions, goes way too close. You don't have an ignite or anything. Jackalope pops that ghost and runs him down. Not even close enough with the Kog'Maw passive to clean one back. I mean, Assume and Dre just brutally out CV2'd. Both of them in topside now. Grub spawning in a minute. And yes, the Cull start was fine for Assume. All they had to do was look for a clean reset. All they needed was a clean reset. I don't know why FPX wanted to do that. You started with a Cull. And yes, your laning phase had gone well, but quit while you're ahead, you know? You don't have to throw the game under the bus. Now suddenly, it's a 2,000 gold lead at 5 minutes from top esports. What was very achievable before, less so now. W misses, but forced off the tower. Is there a demolish on the Renekton? Yeah, there is. There'll be a plate down on bot side. Gold lead's going to increase. Farm denied from the Ambassador. FPX, their goal was to get through the early game, activate the composition. I don't think they will now. I don't think they will. Yes, there's a 10 CS lead for the Kog'Maw. He's doing quite well in some places, but the 2 kills towards the Zeri, of course, going to help bring them online. Big mistakes coming through. Level 6 coming through from the Renekton. That's that empowered W to break the shield from the Repudiate. That's one of the big things you can do as Renekton versus Ambassador. If they W too close to you, you can break that shield. Trade even harder through it. Plate's taken on the top side. Ahri's coming up. Shinzao's coming up. Kanavi has flash. Kerr also has 6 for that wall if he wants to change the terrain. Flash falls through Shadow, but a great jump over the wall. And the charm lands. Oh, Cream, you beauty. Kanavi starting to heal up a little bit. W comes through. Kill comes through as well. Dway. Oh, it's another reset to the Ahri. Double kill over to Cream. And the early game topside snowball from top esports seems to be too much. Triple kill for the Ahri now. Hops out of that minefield. As Chris will block a little more. 3 kills towards the Ahri. Kerr, sadly not able to match that one. And look at this. It's a Dark Seal. 6 stacks for Cream. This is a Medjai's game if I ever saw one. Charm flashed away from. Double flashes. Cream really feeling it. Would have been a kill there too, likely with the electrocute coming off a cooldown. Cream. Maybe I judged him too harshly in the Ahri rankings of the world. He's a big player of the Ahri over time. Kerr, of course, an Ahri main before he came into pro play. Knows the limits of that champion on the other side of the matchup. Awesome wall hop away. Shadow doesn't get any value down. That charm is clutch as hell. It means Assume doesn't get to get anything done. Kog'Maw passive, of course. Yes, good damage down. Good double Q there from Cream. Maybe that ultimate there was a little bit of a mistake. I think he could have got the backswing onto Cat. But wants to immediately get that ult damage down. Very, very fair Ahri now. He was going towards the Malignance, not the Rod of Ages. Thank God. I think Malignance into Medjai's, that sounds good to me. Don't know about you folks. Normally I say, well, you know, Medjai's second is where you want to go. I think Medjai's is Ahri's best item. I've always been very vocal about that. For those of you who are newer to the stream, I am an Ahri main. I have millions of points on Ahri. And, yeah. My advice is build Medjai's. You change your playstyle a little bit around it. Get fish towards those early stacks. You play a little bit more conservatively to protect them in the right situations. But if you get towards that Medjai's, your champion plays completely differently. You want to get it early. You don't want to get it as 4th item. You want it as 2nd item, ideally. 3rd item sometimes. You only get it... You delay it from 2nd item if you have much less stacks, if you're on like 1 or 2. Or, there's a 2nd item that gives you functionality that you can't get anywhere else. So stuff like Liandry's, I think you should finish 2nd if you're going for a Liandry's build. Right here, though. I think you, go Liandry's. I think you go into Medjai's. And I think after that, I would go something like a Shadow Flame. I think that'd be pretty fun. Charm missing there. Grub's taken. Jackalope jumping forwards. Oh, big damage. He's trading out as well as he can. Damage onto Dway. That bot lane not in the healthiest position to contest now. Navi cancelled out that stun there. Where's the charm from Cream? Where is it? Misses. No, it doesn't. Hits onto a target behind them. Force the wall growth out of way. Where's the resets? One coming through. Potentially. There we go. Ult's coming through. Oh, Cream is popping the hell off. The Fox is in the hen house. I repeat, the Fox is in the hen house. Triple kill to Jackie-Love. As Top Esports run away with the fight at a 10-stack Dark Seal to Cream in under 10 minutes. Where's my Magi's, baby? While all this is happening, of course, grubs were not finished. All right, Ari, what are your items? Malignance built up. Where is that Magi's? Where is that Magi's? Goes for the full boots instead. Tier 2. I mean, Cream is about to just end this entire goddamn game. There's an Rod of Ages being built up by Care, but it's going to be lacking in power compared to Cream. Has that teleport to go across the map, and we'll do so. Shadow has ultimate. Not really been able to use that ultimate. This game has not been close. Been gone for 10 minutes. How do I return to Zeri Yuumi? Lots of... Zeri was locked in, and then the Cog Lulu on the other side was locked in. So he's like, we kind of have to match Enchanter for Enchanter. 5, 1, and 3 on the Zeri. Oh, Jekyll's been fantastic. Pulls out an ultimate again. Damage coming back from Assume. And here comes the Pantheon. Oh, maybe they've gone too far this time. But they get a kill back anyway. In a 2v4, they get themselves a kill. They do go down into into a kill deficit. 369. Powerful hit. Oh, forced the flash away. Going towards the Stride Breaker build. While all this is happening, Cream is pushing topside, so he'll get some plates there. Taking a fight away from the Ahri as FPX, probably not a bad idea now at this point. So powerful. Of course, has every single ult Hunter stack. Between your Malignance giving you something like 50 ult haste. Hang on, 369, flashing away under turret. The Ambassador comes through. The tower shot's being tanked by the Pantheon, and though 369 traded out well individually, will go down in the 1v2. Cream taking that tower alone. Kanavi. This is the play which led to the triple kill to the Zeri. Cream. Good patience here. Not great on the backswing of that cube. Dashes into the play after this. Triple ult bolts coming across. This time's better cube. Double Q onto both of them. Zipping around the fight. Forcing multiple angles. And then, of course, the last W at the end. Goes down the sights. Finds his target. That's what happened after, of course, where... how the hell did they snipe this one out? Is it just another W over it? Nah, it's that prowling projectile. Of course it is. Chris with the snipe. Dragon started by Top Esports on the bot side. Double kill to Kog'Maw. That is important, actually. Very important. Kog'Maw getting those kills brings them almost back to even with Jackie-Love. Had that cull as well. Oh, imagine if they hadn't thrown in lane. Imagine if they got that clean reset instead of dying for that first 2v2. FX would be feeling much happier. Now they're down an awful lot of gold. Cream, I did notice he'd gone towards an amp turn on a Ruby Crystal. I think he's not done well at realizing the snowball opportunity. He is going towards that Leandries, but I think in this game you don't need it as much. Navi hits that W. Does he go forwards again? No. I don't think you need the Leandries for damage this game, folks. I think you, as second item, I think you should be going towards Magi's 100%. If you go towards Magi's, the extra move speed means that Talia finds it very, very hard to draw a bead on you and land those combos, especially when you've got your W up. Do I think this game is still winnable for FPX? Well, yes, if they get enough time wasted. If Top Esports fail a play or two, jumping over the wall, Charm over the wall as well. Cream, who I'm getting stacks for this one, because he doesn't have that Magi's. Overcap, gets that kill. Kanavi, tanking. He'll go down, 1 for 1. Cream does have those 2 ult stacks available. Probably just wanted to reset now, though. This is the problem with not going towards the Magi's. If you get extra plays, you're losing value right there. Because you would have been combo, you would have got that kill. That's 4 stacks down, 5 stacks, 5 AP per stack at Magi's, 4 at Dark Seal. Charm over the wall. Cream's missing out on 20 AP. Has flash. Here comes everything. It's a polymorph onto the Renekton. Cream has flash. Doesn't charm out of that W. Who's got the aggro? Shadow. You stayed too long under turret. Good shutdown. Kog'Maw getting a lot of kills. And Top Esports misreading the map, losing stacks on the Ahri. That's a mistake from them. Big mistake. You should have learned to Protect those stacks. Yes, it is kills over towards Jacula. Place over towards him. Not place, you know, tower. The other one, the full big old thing. Over towards that Zeri. It's good gold. However, Kog'Maw getting a lot here. FPX splitting the map, using their globals well. Double globals to Pantheon Talia. Top esports disrespecting it. Snowball slowed slightly. Do I speak German language? German language? Ja, ich habe Deutsch gelernt für 2 Monate. Shit, on the bot side. Now he's caught out. No globals to help him this time. Everyone's going top side instead. Shit. Doing quite well at comboing up just before this. But can't survive this. Kanavi takes another kill. Shadow taking Grubs on the top side. Grubs kind of been a bit of an afterthought in this game. Yeah, I've lived in Germany for the last 3 years, since 2022 when I moved out here first time for the LEC, assume. Up on the top side of the map. This game is all about rotating around the Kog'Maw. Cream has ultimate again. Remember again, one of the biggest things about Ahri in this game is that not just that they have the Malignance, but they've also fully stacked their ultimate hunter as well. Tara will go down on bot side, 369 will get ahead, further ahead in that matchup. If you have all of your stacks of ultimate hunter, it's 30 haste, and then from your Malignance you get about 50 as well. Overall. So you have 80 ult haste. That's almost half cooldown on your ultimate. And, you know, once you get to level 11, your ultimate is basically going to be on a, what, 50-second cooldown? I'd like to say it's under a minute at that point. Or roundabouts that. You know, first rank, what is it? What's your first rank cooldown? Is it 100 seconds? Sorry, 120 rather. 120. 120, 180, I believe is the demarcations for the ult. If you halve it, just under halve it a little bit. So without Roa, so with Roa, you're on, I'd say, well, you're still on 120 to 100, right? Depending on how many ult stacks you have, basically. With Malignance on top of that instead, if you have that, you're basically down to about, you know, 70, 80 seconds instead. So you're about 30 seconds ahead of first rank. Second rank, call it 20 seconds, right? Cheer for the stream. Thank you for the stream. Much appreciated. Well, thank you for being here. I wouldn't do it if you weren't here enjoying it. Leandri's built up for Cream. Still, no Medjai's. My boy, learn how to snowball on your champion. It's one of the biggest things about Ahri and Pro Play. Shadow has flash. Potentially could look for a big kill. No cleanse or anything like that on Jackalov or Mikhail's. There is that chance of flash Shadow W onto the carry, into the flick back from the Talia. And things go nasty after that point. Charm misses. Shadow empowered E, uses that move speed, jumps forwards, gets that ultimate out of Kanavi. It's a good win there. Polymorph comes through too. It's a big cooldown down for not that much. Remember, that's just the empowered ability from Pantheon. It's not like an ultimate being used. Alright, Herald, started up now. Feeds the strength over to top esports, of course. Got a feel though, FPX, with the amount of gold they have on the Kog'Maw's ahead of the game. Top esports, they needed to snowball. And I felt like they had. They absolutely should have done. But I think by losing the stacks on the Ahri, misreading the map, letting the double globals shut them down, by allowing the Kog'Maw all of these kills, you got to wonder whether FPX feel like they see an angle. Yes, they're still behind in gold. Top esports get the second dragon. They're ahead in that key objective marker. Pantheon's going topside again. Potentially misreading the map once more. You can charm out of that W, of course. Alright, that's better this time. Cream didn't end up getting that charm onto the Pantheon W the last time. One of the biggest ways you can outplay a Pantheon, of course. By the way, just remembering this, tomorrow, very important game will be happening tomorrow. RNG versus OMG are two worst teams in the league right now. One of them will be eliminated from the rest of 2025 tomorrow. Sheer will go down. Easy kill by Jackalov as they roam across the map. And make sure you tune in for that one. One of the oldest organizations within League of Legends history. Maybe it'd be eliminated for the entirety of the LPL. Flash forwards. Jackalov's going into the play. And Care probably should have rethought that one a little bit more. Two very quick kills in FPX. You know, they can't be affording to make mistakes like this. They can snowball out. They can find an angle, maybe. Soon, starting to get some damage down. Jackalov has no ultimate now. Oh, but Kadavi and Cream, they come into the play. Charm onto the Enchanter, wants to be shielding someone else, not themselves. Cream, another Q across the team. Kadavi jumps in again. Gets a full burst in. Kadavi just assassinates the carry. The President is down. Yes, he'll die for it, but it's for a worthy trade. Top Esports managing to find a series of very good picks onto FPX. Punishing mistakes, lazy teleports. Assume picked out from the middle of his team composition. Yes, there's an ultimate coming in from Cat. Can this, well, we'll see a bit of a return of this. Flashing forwards auto attack in. Clips gets the kill on top of that. But it's a flash from Sheer, and that's for a kill onto the Renekton. That's not going to be onto someone like the Ahri or the Zeri in an important team fight in the next few minutes. Won't be available for the Dragon fight, worth noting. So Sheer was spotted out clearing out vision. Stridebreaker came in. Jekyll over the wall ride. Yeah. Zeri can do that. And Crisp floating around as well. It's kind of funny how the Zeri just... Wait, what the hell's happening with the Yubi in this? Just randomly floating around the play. Where the hell's the cat going? The cat just flew off the screen. There is a spectator bug and a half there. And, you know, you can see the Kog'Maw doing damage. It's just too little too late and not in the right position. Who the hell is Solo Kill? Played for EDG last year. EDG had Solo Kill as top lane last year in the Doom squad when Vampire was on there and playing very poorly. Question, how many items do you need for Kog'Maw to be effective? Well, others need 1.5. You're sure, but then you get towards late game and Kog'Maw does things that only Kog'Maw can do. Three items for Kog'Maw, 2.5 for the Zeri, even in gold, of course, between the two of them. The on-hit of the Terminus and the Rage Blade gives a lot of Shred. Mixed Shred as well, worth noting. Which is important because Kog'Maw is such heavy mixed damage. It's one of the reasons why Kog'Maw sometimes has struggled to fit into some metas, because it's like, well, you know, you don't have the Shred to get through all of XYZ armor if you go towards Blade the Ruin King in a more physical damage build. Because you're... And then, you know, if they... Yeah, it's a bit difficult when you have such high damage on both types of damage, but no good item to build for hybrid penetration. Terminus is now that. Definitely helps. Do you think Kog Lulu outscales Zeri Yuumi? It's a bit comp dependent, but yes, if Kog'Maw stood auto-attacking you, Kog'Maw does do ridiculous things. If Kog'Maw actually gets to stand and shoot with the Lulu, then yes, I think Kog Lulu does actually outscale. Juggermore in 2015 was the original Zeri Yuumi. And of course, look at that range from Assume. Tower very easily taken down with that Herald. And even though they are 4,000 gold behind, dying on a second check. Feeling so he takes a lot of damage through there. Kanavi jumping forward and Assume is caught out. The Kog'Maw goes down again, and that is the player that needs to survive the most. Cream has an extra charge coming through. Cat. I don't think he'll be surviving this one. Cream can flash. I mean, he could have flashed out of that. Goes forwards anyway. Charm forwards. Cream takes down Cat. Top Esports. It is only 22 minutes in. It feels like it is so much later with the amount of gold on the 80 carries, and it just hasn't ended up being that impactful. Jekyll Love going under that turret. Polymorphed. Has a shield. Uses the ghost. Gets out for free. Well, not for free, but gets out. I feel like Zeri Yuumi is just better than Kog. No escape against Xin Zhao Ahri. The thing is, if Xin Zhao jumps in, Wild Growth Polymorph tends to protect you from it. There's a Mikhail's as well out of the charm of Ahri. You just polymorph the Xin as he jumps in and makes it much harder. So how the hell does Assume get caught here? Well, what happens? Gets caught by a Q. And then he's just walking way too far forwards. Like, there is no reason to be here. He's basically frontlining against 4 people. That I know that Kog'Maw has sometimes done that in the past, but this is not the way to do it. I mean, Assume has made a lot of mistakes in this game. Even though he's been given so much gold, makes a lot of mistakes. Did Chovy finally die? Chovy finally died in one of his games. Damn. Rip is undefeated to his crazy KDA. Is Milky Way really in contract jail? Yes. But also RNG, as we said, maybe playing for survival in LPL and as an organization tomorrow. There are, you know, there's been some talk about how the LPL may be looking to downsize next year and remove a couple of organizations. If you... Hang on a second. Good damage from Cardboard. Gets hit on by the W and assume, gets jumped on again. The Wild Growth comes through. It's decent turnaround. Cat comes through. Oh my god, the flick back. The flick back might change everything. Jacqueline flashes up but dies anyway. Assume gets to walk forwards. One of the hyper carriers is down and the other one is alive. 20 seconds on Baron. That is a hell of a pick-off to get. Q through the... threading the needle. Cream, hang on a second. He could look for a big play here. 369 is coming to play as well. And now the hyper carries come down. Cream with the last of the ultimate gets himself, resets, and now the Ahri can start cleaning up. Where is the extra ult? Cream, you need to start doing damage. Waits too long, doesn't get the reset. Cream, my boy, you had to do a little more there. If you pulled that ultimate earlier, can maybe clean up the rest of the fight. Still, game-saving play from Cream and 369. Insanity. So, this is what happens in mid lane. Gets hit by a W and that Ultra Laser. And that's what, you know, puts... Oh, the E hits from the Cogmore, lands the slow, which means that the flick back is much easier. But the reason he's stepping up in the first place, because all of that chunk onto Cogmore should have changed so much. What happens here? Ooh. Not the best ult there from Cream. Sheer does get that one out for free, though. 369 doesn't even need to teleport for this one. But if you look at the Ahri here, misses the charm. It's a bit sad. I think you could actually just wait for the next knockup. I think you can save that charm. That's a little bit easy of a miss. Waits a little bit long in the second ultimate too to maybe spread that Malignance, get potential of that reset. 10 seconds Dark still again and doesn't have that Medjay's, by the way. This is now the point in the game where the Medjay's loses value because you could have had your Medjay's for these stacks in the game. No, there are only so many times I can say buy Medjay's in Ahri. It's their best item. Cream has had a... Particularly in this game, right? Because Cream is not the primary target, it's Jacqueline. You can protect your stacks much easier. Because if people over tunnel going towards you on your stacks, they leave Jacqueline for a free fight. Outcard on top side. Will be started by top esports, and they'll be easily taken. Yeah, so next year there is a potential of LPL removing 2 teams from the league to downsize. So it means that if you are the 2 teams that lose in Group Nirvana as the bottom 2, there's a chance that you will not be seen in the LPL ever again. And one of the 2 teams of RNG and OMG, teams which have played in the LPL since 2013, will be eliminated tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow for that series. I believe it's the first one of the day. OMG or RNG, both international representatives, international title holders from, I think both of them actually from back in the 2013 era in the open circuit. Both of them could be in real peril. Of course, both of them may well be eliminated by the time things are out, but one of them, old enemies, old rivals. Yeah. Heavy game for them. Dragon spawning, 20 seconds now. Would be Mountain Soul for top esports. Sheer on the flank. Ahri over the wall. So it's 369. Kanavi pulls out the ultimate. Is he going to live, though? Don't know about that. Oh, Assume gets caught out. Charm onto him. As once again, Assume goes down. This Cogmore has not paid off. The resources given into them. Cream gets the resets. And the charm goes mental. Quadra kill for Jacqueline as he cleans up. Top esports will 2-0 the fight. That'll be the end of the series. Top esports will move to 9-1 in Group Ascend. Clearly at the top of the table, only losing a single series to Invictus Gaming. Because, of course, why the hell not? That team doesn't make sense. And I don't understand them. And I don't think you do either. 369 will die to the turrets on the Nexus. That's top esports. We'll finish off the series. I like what they have so far. Bronth Kael. I don't like AL's team comp. I think the initial start of the Pantheon Talia as 1-2, that was good. I liked that. It potentially punished the Shy. Good answer to unlocking the Gwen for him. IG, I think they have better engage now with the Rel over the Braum. The Braum can't stop the Rel engage either. To think that AL will be about their lanes. They technically have 3 winning lanes early. You know, the Aurora in early lane tends to beat out most top lane matchups. Varus Braum, very strong in bot lane. We'll see how that goes. I think 2v2 can be a bit more volatile. And of course, the Talia put... Alright, let's get into it. Fun fact redeemed by Zerf. Let me think. I will get hydrated too. I will do, thank you. Yeah, I think IG walk away with a very confident composition. Of course, Kyle, he's good on the Braum. You do have level 1 plans for that. I do like that IG removed a lot of power from Kyle. I think if you're going to shut down one player on anyone's legend, I think it is Kyle. I think he's the best support in the league by far. Fun fact, let me think. Did you know that bull sharks are the only shark which can move between freshwater and saltwater? They are so survivable to the point where famous marine biologist said that when the world ends and there is only one animal left, it will be the bull shark. Because they're so good at surviving stuff like that. Good E4s from Rookie. Gets about as good level 1 trade as you can at that point. Might have to refresh the stream just briefly. Just because we do have a little bit of a desync on the audio. You get towards that. Actually, okay, it's okay for now. Whatever, it's fine for now. We'll deal with it. Flandre, good trade, level 1 as well. Got the electrocute onto the Shy. Okay, no, I will just very quickly refresh the stream just because we do have a little bit of a audio desync, and that just means that we want to make sure that you are having the best viewing experience, and the audio comes through as well. There we go. We do that as soon as we see it, just because, you know, we get the most out of it. Flandre. It's another good trade there again. Prior to Jin Realm. That's important. That's important. What happened? Yeah, we saw in the picture-in-picture what happened to in that level 1 trade, which I yeah. Brisbane River, home of the Bull Shark. Hell yeah. Can I get a Braum fun fact? Sure. Alawi and him are heavily flirting in the Ruin King game, if you didn't know that. So, I don't know. That's something which you now know. Oof. Well, this is why the Aurora was picked in, I guess, to bully early. Now, the question is Tarzan going to be able to do anything with it? You know, fun fact, I say fun fact, hang on a sec. Oh, another good electrocute trade. Oh, Flandre's doing a lot of work. Didn't level up the W, by the way. Went for that second point in the Q for the extra damage very early on. Makes it more mana efficient as well to trade like that. Wait, the Shy hasn't played any solo. He'll have a hidden solo queue account. There's no way he hasn't played solo queue games. Tarzan on top side. Waiting for the Scuttle spawn. JJ's up here too. Whatever one side. JJ missed out on that W. Tarzan using the pushing mid, pushing top lane to get this. Well, that's why they went for this, of course. Is it going to be a double Scuttle? Ah, now that's a problem. JJ wanted to snipe the topside Scuttle and then have his bot lane rotate up towards there. Now, the problem is he was on topside, loses that. Bot lane was recalling. So that means that Hope and Kyle get to stick around on bot side longer. And it's a double Scuttle. So this is the problem with losing your lanes the way that they did. And, you know, Tabe and Tarzan, both incredible strategists at the game. That's one of the reasons why I was so excited to see this roster at the start of the year. And the coach behind it. Oh, worth noting in the Ruin King game, by the way, Braum basically says, not now, we're too busy trying to save the world. So take of that what you will. Alawi, on the other hand, she, yeah. Anyway, Rookie. Pushing up this mid lane. CS lead up Shanks, worth noting. The Shy, despite losing that pressure early, does still have presence in lane. JJ has been double Scuttle, but it's not the end of the world just yet. Does need to be careful falling behind in a like-for-like jungle matchup, though. One of the things we saw about AP jungle versus AP jungle is just you fall behind in farm and you actually become a lost condition. Because the enemy jungle is just a better version of you. Same can happen with stuff like Pantheon Shins out. They're not exactly the same as a global on Pantheon, whatever, but they are fairly similar. Early pressure powerhouses, good individual damage, can start off fights, can be a temporary frontline with either the ult or the E. Tarzan farming well. Mako will spot him out. Where has Mako been going? Mako in a bit of an unseen pocket of vision there. Where's he going to? Can you find a gap onto mid? They don't know where Mako is at all. Don't know where he is at all. Does the E land? Ooh, tries to buffer out of the shove back from Shanks. Doesn't quite manage to do it. Rookie trading well against Shanks, though, worth noting. Good laning phase so far. Shanks lucky to get away with without more being lost there, either a flash or life. And reminder, folks, anyone's legend. Oh, hang on a second. They really don't know where Mako is. Mako doing well to move out of Fog of War. Mako, a player that's been criticized heavily in Split 2 for Invictus Gaming. Good start to this game. Because look at all these plays which happened in the last minute. We were highlighting it here. I was talking about it. And I like to say I talk about it because it makes me feel clever. And it makes you realize that I'm clever too sometimes. Mako was not seen by anyone's legend in either of these, like, plays in the last couple of minutes. The fact that he manages to go into mid lane the first time, get the flash the second time, that's because Mako is moving well on the map. And that is despite the fact that his jungler is behind in JJ. Tarzan's going to get towards Grubs. JJ can go down towards the dragon now. Although it's a lot of time to take a dragon. In fact, actually, Flandre just teleported towards bot side just to make sure that dragon wasn't being started. JJ, right decision to go back towards farming. Hope good damage from that onto him from that dancing grenade. First one, Mako running towards mid lane. That bit when you stood behind the back of red buff is very good. It's very good. I should really get my epic pen open because I want to show you some stuff. Here we go. Cool. Cope. Recall cancel. Where's my epic pen? All right. Nice. Start drawing things now. Perfect. Ain't that nice? Cool. Rookie. Doing really well in the individual matchup, by the way. Climbed up to a decent CF's lead. Dragon's still available. AL. Ahead in terms of those grubs. Got all three of them. IG realizing it's not really their time to fight yet. We are getting to the point, though, where, you know, you can steal a Varus ultimate from Rookie. I think Rookie's in a good point of power right now. Top lane, I think we saw Gala have his recall stopped again, by the way. What the heck, what? What is this? 100 Nymaera Twitch chatters, 1 versus 1 mental health professional. Oh, that... I mean, I think any one of you would be challenge enough for them. Yeah, we birds of a feather. We do be flocking. Shy gets a good Q4 there. Good ledge Q back, though. Flandre looks like he is going towards the Rod of Ages with these components. Rookie. Nice. That's what you do as the Silas to make sure you get repositioned to the position you actually want to be. You can kind of tank a bit of that minefield. Use the E. So you throw it out. Flick back hits. Chain connects. You get flown back the other way. Mako. Off the vision again. JJ's here. Shanks is way too HP to do anything about this. They spot Kyle. All you're doing here is securing farm for JJ. Kyle walks up. Uses that shield. But JJ is just here to get farm. This is important because JJ is behind in the individual jungle matchup. We talked about how that's important before. Tarzan has ults. I don't know if you want this smoke, though. He is towards topside just so he can be on call. Doesn't want to lose more farm if you can help it. And that'll help close the gap just a little bit in jungle. JJ actually has a little bit of gold up now. Tarzan, topside. Potential of a Talir ult coming through. Ooh, close. JJ manages to get through that. Didn't want to use that smite. Could have done. Might have cost him, though. JJ doing really well, actually. I really want to highlight JJ and Mako in this game so far because I feel like AL had the better plan in this game. And he had the better lanes to play off of it. But JJ, though he was put behind, clawed himself back to more even than he could have been. Mako has made some plays out of Fog of War. really want to focus on the analysis of that, right? Where Mako was actually spooking anyone's legend by coming out of Fog of War, manages to get himself into good pockets of vision. Good damage from Gala, from Hope onto Gala. Again, yeah, no, JJ, he's only a camp behind now. He's done well. He's done well. Considering how much criticism they've been under, it is important to call these things out as positives as well. Like, I have been Mako's first critic when he's made mistakes. Same with the Shy. I tend to be, because, look, I've sat here and I've watched 1,000 LPL games. I've cast 1,000 LPL games. I trust myself to be maybe the most knowledgeable person on LPL out there in the international audience. Well, amongst the top echelons, right? I think there's people like I Will Dominate and Yamato, right? But I consider myself one of the authorities on the matter. So I like to be able to call out players when they're poor, but I also like to call them out when they recover from that too. It's not fair to be only one side of the coin. Because of that individual power being built up. Hang on a second, the Shy pulling out that needlework, force out the ult. That's a good win actually for the Shy. I think ult to no ult. I think that the Shy is happier because he doesn't want to be going into team fights right now, whereas Flandre potentially can be. Has the Rod of Ages building up. Wait, the Shy's going for Rod of Ages too? Huh? Huh? What's going on here? Rod of Ages for the Shy? Haven't seen that one on Gwen before. Alright, 2 to 4 in terms of the grubs. IG not letting the full house go over, and that's important. Again, considering the early game, ult thrown out, the slow into the ult. It's one of the best ways you can work things is the poke Varus, land that slow, get that ult afterwards, wait a second or two for the stacks to come up, then you fire your Q3. Tons of poke from that. What does Roa Gwen even do? She does her best is what she does, Kites. Flandre clearing out. And now we're at a point where, you know, you look at the overall gold lead. It's not crazy, right? 1,000 gold. Not the craziest. And most that's in the top lane. But I don't think this Aurora is going to be doing that much work. Comparatively. I guess the idea is that Gwen is not hitting tanks this game. You're not hitting tanks, so the Rod of Ages gives you more bulk. And the Riftmaker would have given you less value anyway. It's gone towards the Grasp as well for the... I mean, you're not going to get long trades with the Conqueror. Maker on the bot side is spotted out. Flandre doesn't have ult now. And where's that flash going to come through to? Magnusson comes through. Here comes Kyle. Answers it well. Flash for combo. Rookie comes through. Which ult is he going to steal? Is he going to steal any of them? No. Teleports back out onto the map. Loses a bunch of his HP. Doesn't do that much. Teleports away from top lane. And now that's a mistake from IG. I wonder whether IG as a team thought that play would go better. Kyle disengaging the play means that IG don't find the play. They'll get free time on top side. You can see the strategy in this game. I really like watching top teams playing the macro like this, looking for snappy plays to open up an area on the map, disengaging from it and elsewhere. Because the whole idea was that if IG could have gone down towards bot side, pushed out here, gone as 3 people through here, would have been a great win. Instead, actually, what ended up happening was Kyle comes in, disengages this play, and then allows on the other side of the map, pushed up to come up through here and get some plays through. So actually, in terms of the grand scheme of things, I think that AL come out ahead on that because of Kyle disengaging. However, the initial play from Rookie there and from Mako was not a bad play. Good strategists. I like watching this. Two teams which are not just kind of winging it in terms of the macro. And IG have done that at points. They absolutely have done that. It's the team that have just lost to Weibo twice in a week. Anyone's Legend on the other side. 7-2, one of our top teams. IG, definitely a team which shows up to the level of their opponents somewhat. They can win against almost... Well, they're the only team that's beaten top esports, right? Flick back misses. I do get worried for AL as the game goes on that their composition is less coherent. You have double globals from the Pantheon and the Talia, and you can follow up very well with the Aurora as well. You can hop over walls, has a long distance ultimate too. I just don't think it's easy for them to play out team fights the way they'd like to later. Not into a Shinzao ultimate. The Gwen W, hard to follow up onto that. Mako's better engaged than anything that they have. Alright, Dragon started up. Double angles from IG right now. You see them hovering over both sides. Mako has flash. Teleport coming in. Do they feel like this? Gwen coming in too. Gwen not at the strongest right now. Rookie, what ult is he going to steal? Could be absolutely pivotal. Again, just look at this ult that... Look at these angles they're holding. Triple angles. They got the vision control as well. That's the idea right now. Go on to the dragon. Slow fight. Varus gets some extra arrows. Rookie is out of the play. Flandre comes forwards onto trying to tag on towards Tarzan, who gets that play onto Rookie. Rookie caught a little too far, and the ultimate comes in way too late from Rookie. IG can't collapse on all sides. They play too many angles and can't support all of them. Jeje over the wall, and will almost go down, and will do to Shanks. Double kill to the Talia. AL pounce quickly, and IG can't quite respond in time. Good collapse there from Rookie, from AL onto Rookie onto one side, as IG couldn't respond in time on the other side. The triple angle at first, not bad, but you have to be able to start a fight. What ended up happening was everyone disengaged from the middle, went onto the side, and IG couldn't go respond to their mid laner in time. Bit of a mistake there in terms of positioning from Rookie and his team. Top lane, bot lane turret taken by the top laner of Flandre. This is a big play. This might break open the game somewhat. So what happens here? Rookie has flash, has ult. Double globals, one of them being that wall, makes it very easy for them to follow up. Good flash forward from Tarzan. Very good flash forward from Tarzan. Rookie didn't have that ult from Flandre quick enough. Maybe could have stolen it a little quicker. Maybe. That could have saved him. But you know, while all this is happening, it's not like Mako has managed to find an engage on the other side. If he manages to find a Magnet Storm and stop part of that follow-up coming through, maybe they can find a fight. But IG can't quite balance both sides of the fight. Now Herald being started up. AL, decent gold advantage. Kyle has flash, has ult, can hold that door. Mako has that flash Magnet Storm as well, though. I think IG can feel like they're looking for a fight here, actually. Varusol coming through. I think IG want to fight. Wherever's it going to come from? Good flick back onto the Shinzao, but I don't think it's going to do that much. And there's the Magnet Storm. The Varusol hits as well. That's what they wanted, and IG find the fight, which they really need. Great damage back, though, from Flandre. Oh, the body's got a Gatling gun. It starts shredding through the backline of Invictus Gaming. It's the killer body rabbit with the sharp, pointy teeth and a couple of hollow points as well. Anyone's legend. Clean up the fight. 4 for none. Flandre just absolutely shits on Invictus Gaming. That looks so good for IG. Tarzan will go through, force the flash and the cleanse out of Gala. Oh, kind of thrown out. It's just that, hang on a second. Shots hitting. Where's the fourth shot? It won't kill with this one, even if it does connect. Use for the wave clear instead. So you can see the difference between those two fights, though. The first was AL finding the flank and collapsing before IG could engage onto them. The second time, there was an engage coming through from Tarzan, but the rest of IG could engage before the first person fell down. And that's what we'll see in this replay, right? No, they do engage onto this side of the fight, but they're not close enough, not far enough away to stop the engage coming through on the other side. And of course, they're going on to the Shinzao with the ultimate this time. Varusol's hit starts to spread outwards, makes it very hard to disengage too. But then look at this damage from Flandre and the rest of the crew. There was a Varus arrow coming through the plate too. But Flandre and Hope, the amount of damage coming through is absolutely absurd. Damn, anyone's legend. Some huge fights back to back. Didn't expect that second one, especially with the Varusol and the Magnus Spawn combo. Stolen Varusol. Chains of temptation, perhaps. The chain lash of corruption. Teehee. Aurora nerfed. Aurora's been hit multiple times over her release, obviously, but... And she's not the burstiest build, you know, it's not the Ludens, it's not even the Malignance, right, which is burstier. Going towards the Leandries build, slower burn build. Double Leandries will be built up from AL. IG yet to get a kill so far, and I don't even think they've played that badly. No, I want you to think back to what we were talking about on this cast. You know, we've been quite analytical talking about this so far through this game, haven't we? And talking about how Mako was off vision, making some plays. IG trying to make that snap play on the bot side of the map. Actually, Kyle ended up kind of just neutering that play. It was good play from Kyle. Looked into those flanks. The triple angle looked good until they couldn't quite collapse quick enough to protect Rookie. The second fight looked much better on that front. I don't think IG have played badly, and that is better for AL. Mako comes out of this fog of war, gets a great combo onto him. This might be their first kill. Disengage potentially coming through from Kyle. Great double shot back from Shanks, and the Brawl Blow comes through. Shanks' turn to outplay. Hope comes down, and once again, the delaying plays of the first person picked off from AL makes such a difference. 10-0 in kills. AL so quick at responding to Invictus Gaming's openings onto the map. Shanks, fantastic double flick back. The Seraph's shield coming in absolutely clutch. As Invictus Gaming struggled to find any impact in this game. And again, I don't even think this was that badly played from IG. They come out of Fog of War. They think they can close on to Shanks. They just can't close out the play quite quickly enough. Rest of the team comes to answer. Atacon will come down. That'll be the full GAs over from them. They can use that to fight for next dragon. Get themselves up to Soul Point. Well, they'll get this one anyway. So get the Atacon and they will get themselves the dragon. They didn't. I guess they didn't want to reset and give IG the chance to get that Atacon. Alright, Shanks pushing on bot side. 10 stack Medjos, by the way. Yeah, got himself a book. Some light reading, as in light from Death Note. That's a funny joke. Pushing towards the mid inner turret as well. Mako was on a flank. Does still have that flash. I think at this point, the gold lead is too much. The dragons are too much. There is an objective bounty on top side from Rookie. AL have been so much better quickly responding to plays from IG. Look, IG have made good plays, and they're going to go onto turret now, or AL onto the Shy. Comes fast back with the needlework, maybe a little too far. Remember, they have the GAs from the Atacon. Turret goes down. The Shy pushing up top side. Where is that ult going? Force the flash out of the Shy. Use that empowered E. Get the armor, get the move speed. The Shy will take a top lane inner turret. Suppose when you don't have the best ability to wave clear against that, you got to push in anyway. This is before Baron even comes through. So, good objective bounty coming through from Rookie. Hope spot tagged by that W. Ult now coming through from Shanks. Wanted to continue to play a little longer. They have a minute left without Atacon. The Shy skips that flick back. Doesn't have the flash now, remember. And oh, that's a problem, isn't it? Pharos ult lands. Jet. Overstaying as well. Great ultimate from Shanks to push the game forward even further. Anyone's Legend. Very quick at reacting to what IG show as weaknesses. Now, 5v3 on the Nexus. They have 30 seconds left of the Atacon. And the Magnustorm, it's pretty good, but there's just not enough follow-up. They get one withdrawal. As one person goes back to the base. Gala, lucky to live the first bit. Not so lucky on the next. Broadbuster comes through. Folks, it is 23 minutes into the game. And IG are getting ran back to their fountain. 10 seconds left on the Atacon. Means it's not the end of the game. But God, it feels like it. $20 stack Medjis from Shanks. Not fighting as the Atacon falls off. Ain't that nice? Seeker's in from Shanks too now, so it's even harder to shut down those stacks. By the way, one of the big things about the GA Atacon is that if you had Medjai's Dark Seal, you don't lose the stacks when you withdraw. So if you go for like a crazy play, you get some assists, get some kills, die yourself, you don't actually lose those stacks. Very, very good. So, IG, no kills on the board so far. They have 2 grubs, 2 towers. It's not a perfect game. And Invictus Gaming, I thought they started this game fine, you know? I didn't even think this was a bad early game from IG, considering the strategy which AL came out with. Mako and JJ both had some good moments within that game. Within this game. Stolen Aurora ultimate. Not sure it's going to be doing much. IG, they should know that their goose is a little bit cooked right now. Want to hit down on bot side. The Shy trying to outpush that one. The Shy's not really had much to do in this game, has he? Gone for the Rod of Ages into the Riftmaker, by the way. Not really sure why that. Shanks pulling the trigger. Again, here comes Pantheon. But the disengage is good. IG, safely make it out of the play. Why do I come back praying for an IG win and they're down 0-14? AL have played very, very well. This is classic Tabe teams, by the way. If you want to know how Tabe impact a team, look how quickly AL pounce on mistakes being made by IG this game. That is classic Tabe. When he's coaching a team, They are very good at reacting towards mistakes made on the map. Think of BLG in 23-24. It's exactly the same kind of thing. Of course, 24 it wasn't Tabe's team, but it was kind of the overhang of what he taught that team and the core of that unit. "30 seconds till Dragon. Will be Hextech Soul for AL. Can't really let that, I mean, can't let that go through his IG. Ult was timing out from Rookie, had to use it. What else can you do, you know? What else can you do? Dragon in 20 seconds. Ah, tries to dash away from the arrow. Takes the damage anyway. Team Blue buff. Taken as well. First one of the game, of course. Only starts doing that after 25 minutes when the Baron spawns. Hope. Wave clearing effectively. Has the Swift Marches for the extra immune speed. How do you even close down this Varus? I don't know, man. This is, well, let's see if IG can get a kill. Let's see if they can get a kill. That's what we'll look for from them. Rookie caught out on the flank. And, well, he won't be contributing to that, will he? Has no flash. Ult through from the Aurora. Rookie, another failed flank from him. So often the Master of Fog of War was on full vision from both wards and minions there. Dragon, easily taken out by AL. Hextech Soul for the Pandas. Who has higher League of Legends IQ? Well, I wasn't a pro player, so I'm probably not on... I don't know. I would probably say both those two know bits and pieces more than me. That being said, I watch a lot of Pro League of Legends. Don't think I'm bad, but yeah. But that being said, there are many pro players who are not actually smart about the game. They just know how to play plus button as well. So, you know. And I do actually say as well, I think there are some people which overvalue ex-pro knowledge into casting League of Legends and being an analyst on it. Mako is going to get out safely here. I think, look, there are some people who blatantly make mistakes, even as ex-pros. And they'll admit that too, because they're not perfect. You know, a lot of the time they know their role, but they don't know the full game. I actually think that being a caster and being an analyst, sometimes you get to know the entire game better than just one role, even if you don't know how a laning phase matchup works out and the breakpoints of a matchup or when it pushes them up. Baron's going to go down. AL. Hextech Soul, Baron, this should be the end of the game. Yeah, so don't hang on a second. Hop forward, Scala. A little bit of damage onto him. Hextech Soul makes it easy to chase down for things. God damn, Hextech Soul is nasty as hell. The Shy trying to hold a bit of a frontline. Flandre coming in. And the Bunny's back for more. Is there going to be a kill for IG? Can they get just one back? JJ trying to get something in there. Shanks has a Seraphs. There's no needlework that'll save this one. And IG are kept to a killless game by anyone's legend. 28 minutes. It's a quick one. Anyone's legend. Ace Invictus Gaming, and we'll march towards the Nexus. Folks, this was not close. Invictus Gaming had some good plays in the early game, macro-wise, but AL were quicker, more decisive, and certainly more effective with them. Kyle, low HP, baiting them forwards one last time. Invictus Gaming scores 0 kills in game 1 versus... game.
欢迎来到英雄联盟。敌军还有30秒到达战场，碾碎他们。
Anything interesting to talk about? Grasp on the Jace. Aftershock on Sejuani, not going towards something like Phase Rush to run out of a trade. Wants the ability to hard trade a little more, I suppose. Shrug off some of that damage by hitting that Q in the first bit of the combo. And he'll be likely going towards that Rod of Ages build, I suppose. Well, I don't know, is he? Do you need the early armor into the Jace instead? Go full tank? There's a lot of damage on the rest of your team. Nefaria, Zir, Ezreal. Could just go towards the Barmy Cinder, I suppose, and look towards just HP stack like that. Has Demolish. Occasionally help with those side lanes. Spotted out a ward though. Both of them spotting out wards. Rookie using the Faker Ahri skin as well. Always used to use Foxfire Ahri, and then in recent days, been playing towards the Risen Legend instead. Of course, Rookie. An LCK champion, sorry, rather, an OGN champion back in the era of Faker's kind of era of dominance in 2. Arguably beat Faker in one of his best years ever in 2014 to get that 2014 summer title with KT Arrows. Shock blast from the Shy, gets the grass very early on. I do not know how this Sejuani is going to function against the Jace. Surely it is just such an unplayable matchup. Look at, like, why does he even walk up to that? Flandre skills his E instead of skilling up anything else. Unless he wants Tarzan to gank super early. I don't get it. I don't get it. Kyle and Hope get themselves early pressure in the bot side. Flandre levels up that W level 2. Instead, went for the E level 1, which seems like a mistake to me. Don't think you can trade level 1 with that at all. Missing a lot of farm. I do not get this, folks. Personally, I do not get it. I guess it speeds up Tarzan because he got the good leash from the Sejuani, but doesn't make much sense to me, folks. It's not even going to clear him ahead that far. I mean, I guess it allows him to go towards bot side and do something that doesn't feel like it's been that impactful, though. And a complete is clear, I guess, 10 seconds ahead of JJ, though. Not even that. I don't get it. I don't get it. And why would you give up that much lane priority for something like this? Flandre, does he recall right now? No, surely you... Really? Recalling there, giving the cannon over towards the Hope? He misses it too. So both of them miss out on the cannon. I mean, Hope gets the XP, but big mistake there from Flandre and Hope. At least gets himself out of that lane. Maybe this is the play. Maybe the play is, look, it doesn't matter how bad the lane is. We will just swap away from the Jace as best we can. Tarzan now going down towards bot side. Ah, now this could be something. Of course, Sejuani good at gank setup. Flash in for the Q. No. Gets the double stack there. Hops onto him. No permafrost available. The Shy escapes the gank. And you gotta wonder where the cooking went wrong here for anyone's legend. Charm out of the teleport. Nice. Good electrocute trade. Shanks trades okay back, but Rookie doing well into what is a hard matchup in mid lane, by the way. Mako. Close to hitting on to Hope that one. CS down in that top lane matchup is Flandre. Wave's not in the best spot for him either, actually. I feel like the Shy can trade very hard onto him and run him down the long lane. You know, we did see a bit of Sejuani top in 2022. That's when we saw it, really. Big over in Europe. Of course, we saw some Korean top laners really enjoy it too. You'd take Ignite into Mini-Nart, and you'd win till level 6 a lot of the time, and then you'd get your passive, proc it with your ult, get the double passive proc with the Ignite, and you would slaughter a squishy top laner. Hard to do that in someone like the Jace, who does build a bit of HP now as well. Flandre, the Shy. Flandre had a bit of trouble here. Q's out. Shy, if he can get himself towards another melee form, we'll be able to hammer him back. Let's start a recall. Weak side of the map is Flandre. I just don't get it. We're going to swap back again. Where's Flandre going? No, he's going back towards bot lane anyways. They're sticking in that matchup. Goes towards cooldown boots first. Helps him with that W cooldown. Of course, there's a lot of base cooldown on base damage on Sejuani. Not bad trade back from Hope. Good hook back in from Mako. Misfortune, very lane dominant. Has been used to secure early games in the LPL. Not sure I love it, but hey, teams have really found a lot of comfort on it. Flandre gets a free wave in bot side. Grub's available. Dragon is 2. Tarzan was warding out. Ah, I'm about to ward out. Ah. I think that's what he just said. Weird game. That doesn't seem to cover it, does it? All right. Oh, now maybe this is why. Because we did see this with the Yone Sejuani. You take objectives incredibly quickly with Sejuani if you have a melee synergy, because you just keep proccing Permafrost over and over and over. So Flandre will keep doing that. JJ. Oh, stopped in his recall. Is that going to be okay? He has barrier, has flash. Who's coming up? Ari's coming up, has level 6, also over the wall. Now level 6 from the Vi. Oh, that's a route into place. Hope gonna get good down shot to Gala, actually, and very nearly turns it around. Rookie gonna escape with the last one. Lucky to get away with no death stab. Dragon was taken on the other side of the map, but IG much better read on the early game. And they get 2 kills, which is 2 more than they could get in the entirety of last game. Shy going down towards bot side again. Overall gold lead for IG. 1,500 gold. Tarzan going towards these grubs. Gets one of them. The objective game for AL working out quite well. Tarzan has smite coming up now. 1-to-1. Tarzan has level 6. No flasher maker. Used it in that turret dive, so he's going to die now. He will die. Ezreal will get something in there too. And the kill goes over towards the Azir. Kill 2 grubs, dragon to AL. They lose out in that topside dive, but you know, all things said and done, could have been a lot worse, and the objective plays looking okay. Still, 1,000-ish gold lead for IG. Need to be careful, actually, IG, not to let this get too out of hand. Yes, they have a top lane advantage, but that's not going to last for forever. Cull for Misfortune. Kill and assist. Plates as well. Misfortune's in a good spot. Is this the kind of game where Misfortune can really solo carry? Well, I'm never sure of that one, really, but... Hook misses onto Shanks. Shanks on a zip. Very confident on this. For those of you that missed Shanks in his earlier years of pro play on Team WE. And, yeah, he has always put a lot of time into the Azir. Shanks was one of those guys that would choose one champion every year to really master and add to his champion pool. Azir was that, a couple of years ago. 2022, he loved playing that champion. 2023 as well. He added stuff like the Yone into his pool. Silas Akali have been good too, thinking about it, this year. Shanks farming out well as it stands. Rookie Onari has those 2 Dark Seal stacks from the 2 assists. Of course, one of his best champions of all time, and a champion which I think he is top 4 in the world at. Flandre going towards the Rod of Ages. Catalyst gives you a lot of good random sustain, mana HP. Catalyst is a good component. Remember when Righteous Glory was a thing? It was kind of broken just because Catalyst was part of it. Oh, that's a problem. Hope caught out. Has no barrier. Has flash, and I don't think it's going to help. Flashes away from the bullet time. All right. Does help him out. Ultimate down from Gala. The big mistake from Hope to be the one phase checking there. Kyle off of vision now gets on to Gala. He has flash, but here comes the Neferi. It follows you through your dash. And here comes JJ to survive. Flash forward for a charm. And Rookie makes a student out of Tarzan. Shanks has flash, has shuffle as well. Uses his ultimate and will get out to safety. IG come to the rescue as Rookie goes forwards. Another charm. Does he have the damage to follow up on that? Maybe not, but he's got enough HP. Hook from Maker misses. Now this is the overstay. Oh, ult into the Q of JJ's Vi. And Ezreal will pick up a kill. What looked like a wonderful extended fight for IG. Goes a little too long for them. While all this is happening, though, the Shy. Alone time on turret. Getting plates. The Jace getting ahead. The Shy ahead on Jace is definitely a sight to behold. Won't be able to take the full turret here. Tarzan will wave clear away from it. 2,000 gold lead. Hang on a second as the Shy overstayed. Kyle is here. Has no ultimate. The Shy has flash. No ultimate from Tarzan. W used for the damage buff from Tarzan. Recovers his pack. Where's the hammer blow away? Oh, the Shy. Don't know about that one. When's the next combo coming through? Actually, okay, all right. Gets out without even using the flash. Well played from the Shy. Thought he'd overstayed. Instead, gets out without using that much. Shy, been on a not great form recently, as we've been saying. Good to see him judge that play a little better. Goes back, completes his Shojin. He's happy. 1,000 gold ahead of his opposing number. Shanks is getting gold, though. Has gone for the Grasp Azir, worth noticing. Tank Azir. Not something that we see nearly as much of. Doesn't go towards that lethal tempo. Kyle. Really good start to this play. Gala hadn't used that ultimate. Hadn't used that flash, rather. Had used the ultimate. JJ turns an awesome play around onto Tarzan. Charm onto Kyle. Sees him stuck into the play as well. So 2 dead very, very quickly. I think IG a little unlucky not to walk away with more from this, thinking about it. But no, top lane flat Sejuani. Very tanky. Gets the ultimate onto JJ. Stops that dash midway through. Hope manages to clean up. So gold onto the Ezreal. That's important because he'd been falling behind quite significantly before that point. Cull about to be cashed in from Gala. So still going to open up that gold lead a little more. Hope. Want to see what he can do on this. He had a bad early game, but I want to see what he can do. Now he's had that kill. Goes into the mid game more even than perhaps he should have been afforded. Flandre loses half his HP to a Jace. Damn, that's a lot of damage. Not towards his Rod of Ages just yet. Has cookies. Safe to know that he can survive an all-in. Has flash, has ultimate. See whether Flandre can use that for integrated Val. Tell you what, there are some fun teleport Sejuani flank angles we can look for in this game. Reminder that Flandre was the guy that invented tank and bruiser Jace coming into this year. He did it with the Unending Despair, of course, in the first games of it in Demacia Cup earlier into the year. If you don't like tank or bruiser Jace, blame Flandre for it. He's the guy that did this. Tarzan, 700 gold behind. In theory, very snowball heavy champion. Doesn't have vision over the wall there. Is there going to be a contest? Flandre has flash, has that ultimate on the side. Mako looks to do something onto Tarzan. Remember, he can just W through that ultimate. 2-2 in terms of grub so far. Combo onto Mako. That could be a problem. He has that flash, but he's caught out of position. Anyway, Sejuani comes in. That's not a bad bullet time. Flandre taken out, and Jetta gets into the backline. Double shuffle, though, and the Shanks Azir goes wild. Reset coming in for Tarzan, and that is a problem. Double kill coming in from Gala. Is that going to be enough? Charm goes onto a dog. And at the end of the day, ends up being a 2-for-2. Jungler down, though. JJ. Tarzan can stick around for the smite. AL get a lot out of that play beyond what I thought they were going to at the start of it. That bullet time I thought would end things. 4-0-2 on the Misfortune. Gala getting a lot. AL pulling ahead in terms of the objective game. Now, Shojin first item from Tarzan. Been more popular than the Eclipse recently. Works out well in this fight in terms of giving the extended fight value from the stack in the Shojin. Kyle, great pick off onto Mako. Of course, we talked a lot about Kyle's Azir. Yeah, it's a good combo onto Flandre to stop the tank being a pain in the ass, especially with melee supports and top laner, helping potentially get more permafrost on throughout it. Kyle gets a good combo, though. Yes, there's a kill onto the Azir, but yeah, Charm goes onto the dog. Can't finish anything off on Tarzan there. One of the most annoying things about Neferi into the Ahri. Has gone for the Malignance. 5 stacks in the Dark Seal. Do you really want to see Rookie again? As I always say with this, I do really want to see him pick up towards Magi's later on. See whether it goes towards a Leandries. I'd imagine it will be a Leandries going second item. Charm goes into a dog, so then League and in love. Damn. You wanna talk about it, buddy? Rookie. Taking at this topside turret. Shanks going for the full shuffle build, by the way. Going towards the Riftmaker second. That is the signature, by the way. I didn't even think the signature was available on Tournament Realm. I guess it is. That is the full $500 version. Because there are 3 levels to it. You have the base Risen Legend, then you have Hall of Legends or whatever it is, and then you have the signature version, which is the full-fledged one. Damn, I didn't realize that was available on CR. For a while, it wasn't. 1,000 gold lead, staying stable between top lane. Tarzan getting gold from that last fight. Definitely something AL are happy with. Going towards the Black Cleaver second. That double kind of tankiness. Not unlike a Jace, right? Shojin into Black Cleaver. Double HP items. Nice stuff. farming with a W. Flandre is now stable now in this matchup. Has that Rod of Ages. Does decent damage with it, of course. Has sustain from the item too by using mana. Get some manic back from damage you take too. Herald up and available. Feats of Strength already claimed by IG. That's not being fought over here. Using that Herald to break up an area of the map, that could be incredibly important. Sejuani has teleport. I think the Shy would like to keep him on that bot side of the map. More important that the Sejuani comes into the play than the Jace, I think, between these two teams. Jace winning in the 1v1. Good double up there, actually, onto Tarzan. Did that go off one of his dogs? Hadn't thought about that interaction. But could be very important, actually. If you auto double app onto the dog, you can go for that insta-crit onto the Nefarian. Mako looking for the hook. Doesn't land it. The over the wall, the Eviscerate. Skull Crab being focused down by IG. While this is happening, again, top laners stuck in that 1v1, which favors the Shy. He's ahead of the matchup, doing well into the tank. Do I have the signature version? Yes, I do. I'm an Ahri main. I'm a fan of Faker. I do be having that. I do be having that signature version. Was it money well spent? I wonder. But hey, maybe in many years' time I'll feel better about that. Teleport coming in from Sejuani down towards bot side. Not looking to impact the fight. Tarzan coming down as well. I don't think they want a big fight here. Shock Blast miss. Dragon available. Would be second dragon for either team. 3 grubs apiece, even in that objective game now. We did talk about that earlier. AL behind in gold, partly because that top lane. But of course that bot lane dive, the 2v2 dive in top side, 3v2 rather, was very impactful for IG early. Almost 1,000 up with the cull cashed in for Gala now. Has their first item, Bloodthirster, heading towards an Essence Reaver second. Hope. If he gets the second item, of course, will be very, very powerful with that. Not close to it yet, though. 1,000 gold behind. And Jeja going forwards. Kyle, Celestial Opposition pop. Still has that ultimate. Still has Flash. They don't really have follow-up around. If they'd taken a fight, there wouldn't really been any follow-up damage. I mean, Tarzan has a little bit, but not nearly enough. Shanks heading towards that Riftmaker second. Can go for a recall. See how close he gets to a second item. Hasn't gone for boots, remind it. Has he completed anything on this back? Coming back in with the teleport. Let's see how important his shuffles are. I don't know. Hang on a second. The Shy caught out. That could be a problem. And the ult comes through from the Sejuani. Oh, the Shy, no flash. Caught out on the flank. Melee synergy coming through again. What's going to happen with this dragon, though? IG would like to get away with this one. And he goes to the side of Jeja. The Shy goes down. Uses that. Well, has the flash coming up now. Sadly, not really much available for him. Tarzan, does he want to go for anything more? So, dragon for kill. But kill goes over to Tarzan on the Neferi. That's not someone you ever really want getting gold. Neferi with gold is so terrifying. Teleport now actually from Rookie towards the sideline. We'll take that tower. Herald on the other side, though, going to be taken. And the Riftmaker from Shanks, of course, up and available now. So, powerful. Powerful Azir for the shuffle build. Rookie will climb ahead in terms of the individual gold, though. Morning, Harold could see. Or afternoon. Hey, how's it going, LeBron? It was a fucking great series yesterday. Ready up. Okay, Rookie's going to take that side lane turret. Shanks still doing the top side, though. So, gold in side lanes, relatively even. IG, they will... I mean, look, a bullet time's still going to shred through his ear. So what happens here? The Shy gets the hit back, but the ultimate comes through from Flandre. Pinned in place. Shy no way out of that one. Goes down very easily. Okay, Atakan spawned is the Ruinous Variety. Unending Despair going to come in from Flandre at some point. Second item hit by both AD carries. Of course, Ezreal has a very powerful one, but it's still 1,000 gold behind. Lost returns loss. Roddy Sack win. Could not be better. Definitely makes you guys look at... Well, you guys are going to Denmark, right? Good stuff. Looking forward to seeing how you do that. Don't think I'll be able to make it to the event, sadly. Would have been nice. Next time it's in the UK, I'll come back over, probably. Look, I don't know when my work days are all the time, but, you know, it's easy if it's in the UK because, you know, I can just kind of go back and stay with friends and family. I can't really do that anywhere else around Europe as much. Yeah, Lost Returns lost the series to Nord. They lost 0-2. Baus got a little bit diffed by Vizicachi, who had some really good picks available. And yeah, I think it's good for the NLC that there's competition there, and it's not just a one-sided thing. It's good, right? Hopefully they bounce back. Obviously a very entertaining team to watch. Okay, so second item completed by Tarzan. Has that Black Cleaver heading towards Merc Treads as well. Second item by the Vi as well, but still, it's just Neferi has this crazy ability to carry fights, which no other jungle from that no other jungler really has the ability to do in that same way. Leandri's built up for Rookie. Again, we'll see whether he goes towards something like a Magi's. If he gets some extra gold onto, if he gets some extra stacks onto him, can really just pop off, can't it? Unending Despair Rune from Flandre. Done well to destabilize this matchup. And look, the gold lead's not moved that much. I think IG... No, they would have wanted more out of this top lane matchup, I suppose. JJ. Okay, W forced out. JJ. Could have potentially flashed, I suppose. That was the worry there. Mako does land a hook. Buffered out of by the Ezreal, though. Slowed down game now. Dragon spawning in the next couple of minutes. In a second, JJ caught a little bit. No Q available to him because he was in melee range and the flash is pulled. That is an important loss. That flash file, very important to getting onto the likes of the Neferi in pick potential. Trying to out-mind game that W. Very important to someone like the Ezreal in the backline too. Shanks is going towards the Zhonya's third, so he'll be safer too. Harder to get that file onto them in the first place. I'm really looking at Gala to carry this game from IG. IG need the right setup for it, but I really think that the player with the most power in their hands right now is that Misfortune. I just look at the amount of CC coming through from Vi, from Nautilus. Should be able to just solo out someone in the first combo in the team fight. Dragon in a minute. 40 seconds, rather. A little less than that. I think AL are ready to fight, though, you know. And they're really ready to fight. 2 items on everyone. See how big the shuffles can be from Shanks. There's not that much stopping Shanks from shuffling. If he gets a shuffle onto the Misfortune, it gets a bit rough for IG, I think. I think that with Tarzan having, you know, a fairly tanky Neferi build, having the Merc Treads, with Shanks having double HP items and Zhonya's having Flash as well, there's enough random tank and enough random damage for someone to pull the trigger and for other people to just throw their body into the fire. Needs to be some very good work from IG. Hang on a second. Charm onto Flandre. Passive almost stacked up there, though, from Flandre. Needs to be a little careful. Q's over the wall. Not that tanky. Dragon alive. Do they give this up and just open up the mid lane turret instead? Well, I guess it'll kill instead, just with a shove. 2-man ultimate. Not contesting right now. Tarzan. Not going to be in there in position in time. Mako could go for a big play. No flash on JJ, remember. Use that defensively. Turret coming in. Teleport coming through from Flandre. Good damage. Kyle goes in for a combo. Not sure about that one. Rookie caught out on the side. Big bullet time onto Kyle. But that's only the one person is onto. Azir turret to fall back to. Double turrets taken. No one dying. Surprised that Kyle makes it out of that one alive. It's going to be a third turret charge. It will be. How much can they get out of this? Is this a 3-turret push? Anyone's legend. 3 turrets in for a dragon. Yeah, they'll take that one now. Teleport coming in behind. Do they fall back to this Azir turret? Rookie has that ultimate. Hope needs to be careful. They don't have the right angle. W coming through from Tarzan. Gonna throw in Hope under the bus. Teleport ult use from Rookie. Good angle. Threatening. Gets the flash out of the Ezreal. Shanks gets out safely with that shuffle. Let's have that in a second. All coming across. Not able to go back and spend the gold yet of anyone's legend. You've closed the gold distance with that trade. You need to go back and reset to make sure their items are more adequate. Flandre queuing out to safety. That was ballsy from anyone's legend. That could have gone wrong at any one moment, and IG would have been able to clean up very effectively with RE resets and the likes of it. Yeah, that's a gold difference. That dip at the end just here. This is 3 turrets worth. This, 3 turrets. Look at that. 3 turrets just down there. Ezreal comes back out of base. Still behind about 1,000 gold. That being said, Shanks is now 1,000 gold up. Tarzan, slightly up in his opposing number 2. And the top lane matchup hasn't gotten any worse for Flandre. No team in the LPL would take that trade except anyone's legend. Giving up that dragon, taking the double turrets with the triple turrets with the Herald, getting out safely. Very surprised that Kyle made it out alive, but he did. Saved it. He's got flash now still too. Can't remember if he had it up during that point. Zhonya is built up for Shanks. So now not only is it hard to, you know, kill him in the first place, but he has a lot of HP and resist on top of the stasis active. Flandre, Bramble Vest. Of course, will be valuable for him too. Shanks will be looking towards a Void Staff at some point. Less about that extended DPS, much more about the burst. One of the big things that happened to... Was it last year? Maybe year before? Was putting more damage into his... Well, out of his Q. More into his W auto attacks, of course, too. But actually more AP ratio and more damage onto his E and his R. So when he actually goes for the shuffle itself, he has more damage and more ratio on that. So when you actually go for the shuffle play, instead of standing as a backliner or looking for poke, you do get more value than you did in some seasons past. Reminder that Azir soldiers do apply red buff now as well. They apply on hit. Shanks, hang on a second. This could be a big play. Gala, he has summoners, but will he be able to use it again to safety? Gala does flash away, but there is a dog in his backyard. Mako flashes out too, and that is a big mistake. Mako, no teammates coming for him. Anyone's legend, pounce. Blink, can you miss it? 2 kills. That'll be the Baron afterwards. How quick was that? Kyle, half HP. Has his ultimate. Didn't want to pull it for that. They'll go towards this. No bullet time now. Oh, IG, what can they do? To look for the steal. JJ, are we trusting on your smite key again? Flash, ultimate. Easy to get into the pit. Ultimate pull. Tries to get vision out of that. Shot glass comes through. Not able to quickly get the pick there. Do they stick around for the full play? This is a little bit dangerous, actually. JJ goes in again. Has flash, has ultimate. Full HP. Good damage coming out. And we're straight back onto it. JJ not able to get into the position in time. Baron goes to anyone's legend. IG can potentially look around for the dragon in a minute, but resets will come cleanly through from anyone's legend. They're ahead in gold now for 2,000 gold's worth. Anyone's legend. Disciplined. Very good at seizing opportunities as well. Disciplined, but sharp. Decisive. Dragon now up in 40 seconds. 3 items for Ezreal, who's now no longer down nearly as much gold before. Yes, there's Infinity Edge and Misfortune. That bullet time's so crazy. How does this misstep happen? Far up on mid lane. Walk up to cut them off the pass, just in case they were heading into that topside river. They knew that Vi and Ahri were there, but not in position to respond. Great walk up from Kyle. That couch out from Kyle, absolutely clutch. Now, Dragon spawning in 20 seconds. IG, instead, choosing to go towards the Atakan instead. They have no business being around this dragon. They can give up one dragon. That's fine for them. They're on soul point. They can revisit for the next one. Remember, though, free inhibitor here in the mid lane. Ah, now they can't go leave that, can they? Inhibitor open. If they get that taken... Oh, it's a flash on forward to the Shy. Has no summoners. That is a problem. It is a tale as old as time. The Shy getting caught out alone. Inhib down. Baron buff available. AL, how much do they stay for? Is the inhibitor just itself enough? I think it is, because Shanks is pushing in this bot side. The Shy gets caught out again. This may well be the road to the 2-0 now. Some sloppy mistakes. Some sloppy mistakes. Dragon will get taken after, and suddenly what started as IG threatening Atakan leads to inhibitor down, turret lost, dragon lost, nothing gained. And the Shy is only 200 gold of his opponent now. Kyle. Not able to find much over here. Oh, man. We're so far ahead for a little while. We thought this game would be very over with that top lane matchup. Just hasn't been the case. Anyone's legend. Almost 4,000 gold power play. Kyle. Guess they can all go into the wall. That's not a bad bullet time. Hope. Gonna get the Nefarial onto him. Azir, sorry. Turret behind him, keeping him safe though. Hope stays alive. And Tarzan goes in for the assassination. Cry havoc and let slip the hounds of war. Tarzan cleans up. And anyone's legend will not see anything less than a 2-0 against IG this split. 2-0 in the first round robin. 2-0 in the second. Anyone's legend will move to 8-2 in the Ascend group, and Invictus Gaming go to a negative series score at 5-6.